All across the unknown world, rediscovery pushes ever onwards to find the lands and people lost. All thanks to our brave explorers.
Hi, I'm Nate, and I'm playing Azakar and the Jani Seraph.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm playing Vanya the Wolfkin Warrior.
Hey, I'm Livy. I'm going to be playing Rayri, the Sprite Ranger.
Hi, my name's Theo and I'm playing Cal, Sangavar Guardian.
And my name is DM Dan. I'll be the GM in these adventures. The further we go, the more we learn of these magical tales from elsewhere. Hello and welcome back to Explorers of Elsewhere's live Daggerheart actual play through test. Hi, I'm DM Dan. I return to you with Theo, Nate, Livy and Dan in tow, as we woo indeed. We find them in a Dankan scary cave, a mysterious cavern within the structure of this crystalline tower that juts from the landscape just north of a small explorer town called New Prosper. A curious place, to be sure. One that seems to hold, worryingly, what appears to be liquid mana. Which is pooled in quite a large concentration, and seemingly is somewhat alive and sentient. Before we jump back over to the map, if you are interested in Daggerheart stuff, or sort of like tabletop RPG, actual plays or anything like that, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because we're releasing loads of stuff for it and we wouldn't want you to miss out. And if you're enjoying this, make sure to hit the like button, and feel free to jump into the comments because we are reading them. So we will jump back to bam, these four. Rayri's under there somewhere. There she is. Courtesy of this beautiful map by Birdie Maps, check out his Patreon, patreon.com/Birdie Maps. We see that a number of globules from the lake have kind of risen above the surface, formed into crystalline-like structures, and are seemingly almost orbiting a large kind of spherical blobby orb that has also risen from the lake's surface. That looking a bit like this. This large kind of floating orb of mana, with scintillating scintillating cyan and light pink light emanating from it and coursing across its surface. So, as these blobs begin floating towards you, Ravy just runs away. What is everyone doing?
Slip of the mouse.
Actually, for anyone who's watching this, who's like maybe played Daggerheart or watched Daggerheart, there is no rolling for initiative, but I feel we need something to signify that the whoppy boppy stab and choppy is about to begin. We just need a little phrase. So like, let's
say that whoppy boppy. Let's get
Ready to run.
maybe.
The action tracker's in play.
Let's whip out the action tracker. I mean, that's just it's just notes in my notepad, isn't it? But yeah, we are now the action tracker is now in play. Who's going first? Who's doing what?
I am throwing my torch on the floor.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
On the floor.
Yep.
Okay, I can.
Ow.
If you keep talking, I will do that for you.
Yep.
30, 15. Boom. Okay, so you throw your torch to the ground.
Yep. And I will take out my shortbow.
Okay. So armed with short bow.
Yep.
What for do?
I just look at the other three in a kind of, are we doing this? Kind of shooty pewy pewy.
There's definitely like an excited like buzz, like yeah.
You can see Azakar looking quite stern, and he's preparing a spell.
Okay. So, yeah, Rayri, sounds like you're prepped and primed. Who's adding the first token to the initiative tracker?
I can.
Do
Okay.
you want to go for it? I don't mind shoot.
I was gonna say the range people go for it.
Azakar is going to step forward until he's sort of like on the edge of that little 10-foot dip.
Yeah.
How far would we say is far?
So, we know from the rules that I actually read, far is 12 squares.
12 squares.
So, 60 feet.
Yeah. So I could definitely hit the wild manor.
The big boy in the middle.
Okay.
In the middle. I am going to do then a bolt beacon,
Ooh.
which is make a spell roll against the target with far range on a success. Spend a hope to send a bolt of shimmering light towards them. Treat it like a ranged weapon, dealing D8 plus 2 damage. So I've got to spend a hope.
Because it specifies D8, it's 2D8 because you've got proficiency of 2.
Oh yes. You are correct. Okay, let me roll some bones.
That's a crit, sir.
Yeah.
Double 11 is a crit. You rolled a double. So you immediately zoom up to a full 6 hope.
Yeah.
PC Dan, for the purposes
Yes,
of our
so
viewers, what does a
crits-
crit mean?
So for crits, you want to take the full value of the die. So in your case, this is going to be 2d8. So that's 16 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then roll those 2d8, see what those 2d8 give you, and add it to the 16.
Okay.
And top of whatever modifiers you have.
Nice.
For the
Also
spells.
known as Whoppy Boppy Stab and this is a Rooty Tooty Point and Shooty.
Yeah.
Okay, so so 2d8. Roll that. So that's a 7 plus 2. That would be 9 plus 16. That is someone who can do maths better
25.
than me. 25.
25 damage.
Point of magical damage, is it? I assume?
Of magic damage, and also they become temporarily vulnerable.
So, Azakar, paint me a picture of what this looks like.
So Azakar has sort of strode in front of everyone to teeter on the end of this, and he's got his eyes closed. He's sort of intaking that sort of fear that he's felt from seeing this pool, and he's just sort of waving his sort of hands into a circle, and then sort of juts out this this lightning bolt from the palm of his right hand.
Okay. In which case you feel this like surge of energy rising up through, like from your core down your right arm, and as you feel it crack ever so like that much harder as it leaves your palm, and you know that you've like got it bang on the money. You have unleashed a devastating attack, and 26 points of lightning damage like fly out towards the living manor. It strikes the surface and ripples across it, and you see it's sort of like piercing into the orb and sort of like seemingly coming out the other side. It's completely racking the wild manor. And then it just seems to fizzle out somewhat. And you realise the orb seems to be resistant to magic damage. So your 25 is going to reduce to 12 or 13. Is it round up or round down? Let's have a quick look. Resist and...
So resistance is half damage.
half damage. If you... Oh, wait, literally 25 damage, you would take 13. So you round up. Okay. So it takes 13 damage, which is major. So it drops down to 4 hit points. He was robbed, wasn't he? And as a car, as this lightning ripples through it. Ooh, what was the range of your lightning spell? Far. Okay. You watch as it absorbs the lightning and then just like it seemingly expels it, and kind of bounces out around and down into the pool underneath. But yeah, you seem to have blown. Like its form looks less cohesive than it did a moment ago, but there's a part of you that feels like, that should have done more. Who's going next?
Question, Dan.
Yes.
Does it still become temporarily vulnerable?
It does.
Yeah,
Yay.
so all for vulnerable, it means that all attack rolls against it have advantage.
Cool. In which case, let's give it. Cool. I'll find a little token to put on it. Yeah. Who's going next?
I'll go at him. Or do I want to get the little guy before?
Little guy, little one.
Little one. I'm going to go for the little guy in the front there. The most closest to us.
Oh no! Don't want to do that. Sorry.
It's dead, yay!
Seriously. Okay. So, as an aside, behind the curtains here, I recently upgraded my Foundry to the latest up-to-date version, right? Which is great. And we're using, because there's no actual Foundry Daggerheart thing yet because of the Daggerheart rules. But we're not allowed to publicly have a Daggerheart system yet. I'm using the D&D systems. And now that they've actually updated all the status effects to D&D status effects, these are actually kind of useless to me right now. Like, the not D&D ones that I used to use when we were actually playing D&D were fine. But now, is it frightened? Sure, let's make it frightened. Whatever. I don't know. Right, sorry, ran over. Continue.
No, I'll go for the big boy. Let's see if we can get rid of this big boy.
Okay.
I'll go for the big boy in the middle, please. And I'm going to use my bow. So let's try some physical damage on this bad
And
boy.
you get an extra d6 because you have advantage to this
Okay,
roll.
D6 to have advantage. Wait, so I do my duality dice first, don't I?
Yeah, do duality dice and then roll a d6
On top, yeah.
plus any modifiers.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with hope plus a d6.
Yep, plus a d6.
So, Beef,
That's
in the
one.
chat, Beef would be frightened if Nate shot lightning at him. But for us, it's just a Tuesday.
And they love it.
Okay, so you've rolled a 7 and a 5, so 12 plus 3. What's your mod?
15 with 15 plus 3, 17, 18.
18 with hope. Okay, so you're going to gain a hope, if nothing else. Boop. And that takes you up to 3, and that is a hit.
Hey! Hope one. this one out. 2d6 plus.
2d6 plus 3 is a 5.
5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, so you fire your arrow towards this thing. And as it soars, as the arrow soars towards this kind of large floating orb, you notice like a jet of the lightning that Azakar just fired at it seemingly arcs out and begins to fry, like it begins to course along the shaft of your arrow, and you see it sort of like cracking apart under the lightning's kind of tempestuous power. The arrow still strikes the orb and does 1 point of damage. That is, yeah, minor damage.
That would have been much better as a car if you would have ruined it.
Okay, that is a second token on the tracker. Who's going next? Actually, you know what? You know what?
Boys.
You know what?
What?
This guy right here has got some fear to burn. I'm going to burn 2 fear, because I think that's what I need to burn to interrupt. I'm pretty sure that's what I need to interrupt. Quick reading of the rules. Like, my brain is screaming that it's 2 fear.
I'm sure.
Add 2 tokens to the tracker. Interrupt. Oh no, it's just 1. It's just 1. Okay.
Yeah, interrupt. Yeah, you can spend fear to interrupt players while the action tracker
Yay, me!
is out.
Okay, so I'm down to 2 fear.
Yeah, so 1 fear.
And as you begin
That's why,
your...
'cause you, with the action tracker, you can use 2 tokens to make a fear, I think. That's right.
Right, okay, that makes sense. Okay, in which case, as you begin your barrage on the large kind of floating orb in the middle, I will... Close is 6. So... Cool. Seemingly, like, angered, question mark, by your attacks, the small shards that were kind of coalescing around the large orb begin surging towards you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they begin drifting towards you using their group attack. Choose a top. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I've done that wrong, haven't I? Okay. Oh, boo. Okay. One mana spark flies towards you, and flies towards you as a car, and it dunk, bumps against you for 18 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Dealing 4 damage.
Oh no. I will spend an armor slot. Actually, I'm not going to bother. I'll just take the hit.
Okay, cool. You take 4 damage, so presumably one hit
The
point.
minor damage, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, that was worth it. Continue. Yeah, who's going next?
Right.
PC Dan,
Yeah.
do you want to do some sort of tag team to get down this 10-foot?
I mean,
we've got this. I think the thing is, we've got this precipice, which I'm a little bit concerned is going to cause chaos.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm
Pitch
just
me.
trying to think if there's. I'm trying.
Thing is, do we want to
I
tag
dunno.
team on a little rock?
No, we don't really, do we? Okay. Okay.
But we could. We could make this an epic kill.
Let's do the epic kill on the big blob. Let's see if we can get rid of the little blobs on our own.
Okay.
With that being said, I still need. So DM,
Yeah.
I'm assuming the little blob is hovering above the 10-foot drop.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So
That's not.
It just seems to be able to hover and kind of float about.
Back on the
Okay.
knees.
Right, in that case, if you're struggling to think of an idea for this, could I throw something out there then?
Is that something your elbow?
It's more of
The people's
the idea is I'm going in for an attack against this crystal, but considering what we've just spoken about, this floating in the air, I want to go for more of a thematic move on this, where I want to go and leap and then grab the crystal and slam dunk it to the ground.
Okay.
That's kind of the vision I'm going for. Is like, no, you don't. Boom.
Okay.
As I fall 10 foot.
Yeah, no, that sounds very good. By all means, just given that it's only sort of like 5-ish feet away from the ledge that Azakar's on, I won't ask you to like roll anything. So just make your attack roll.
Brilliant. So just make an attack roll. Sweet. Yes,
LeBron it.
I'm going for LeBroning it. I've got a fair bit. No, never mind. I'm just gonna go for it. Normal roll. Let's see what we go. Bam.
Okay.
13. So 13. Where's my modifiers? I get a +3, so that's 16 with hope.
16 with hope. Yeah. That is a hit.
And I'm gonna take the hope, not take the hope, sorry, and I'm gonna add it to my pool of Slayer dice, maxing it out.
Okay. Go. In which case, roll your normal damage.
Actually, no, I can take one more actually. Hold on, just double checking the rules on the Slayer dice. You can store a number of Slayer equal to your proficiency. Right, so I can only take 2. Okay, fair enough. Right, so yeah, let's do the roll of damage first. So it's for these. Let me just. I'll talk about the thematic bit in a second. 2d10 plus 3. So these are the d10 plus 3. Is that how you do it?
13.
So this is magic damage.
Okay.
So what happens in this moment is seeing all the attacks being thrown about, and Vanya is just waiting for his chance, and finally this little crystal like comes up and tries to bop our poor friend Azakar, and he takes that moment to be like, time to hunt. Woo! And he leaps and grabs the crystal, and out from his cloak you now see these stone gauntlets with like these glowing sort of like light blue lines going all across the stone gauntlets as it crushes on this crystal as he tries to bring it down to the floor.
Okay.
Leaping from the ledge.
In which case, the three of you watch as Vanya like explodes out from between you. You see him seize this crystalline mass, and Vanya, in your grasp, it feels both like burning hot and freezing cold simultaneously, and like you can feel the tips of your fingers kind of tingling from some sort of almost like electrical static. And as you're presumably almost superhero 3-point landing it. And
yes.
You slam putting all your force behind your arm. You feel the thing crack for a moment under your palm, and then it almost shatters into a fine sand, which splats, like it bursts out from under your palm, and as you pull your hand away, you watch as these tiny fragments of blue and pink kind of glassy crystal then seemingly melt into this liquid substance and then slowly reach back to sink back into the lake.
Just to add to the finishing off the visuals, as the crashing down of the gauntlet crushes this crystal to the ground, you see erupting from the gauntlet this whirlwind of sort of like wind and blizzardy type energy as he's arcing this crystal down to the ground for a slam dunk. So there's this, for those watching, there is some sort of primal magic at play with these gauntlets.
Very good, very good. I will interrupt because the last time I did that, I didn't really do anything. So I'm going to interrupt. This time, I'm going to activate El Chongus.
Big Mummy.
Big Daddy himself.
So, having seen you, quote unquote, having sensed you shatter this one of these small shards, the orb like ripples, and a part of it explodes outwards, and a blast of blue-pink fire arcs towards you, Vanier. For 11 to hit.
Oh!
Yay!
12 evasion!
Okay. In which case, you see it coming, and you manage to kind of jump out the way as this blast strikes the wall behind you, like the side of the ledge that Azakar stood on. It impacts against that and kind of plumes out. And as you turn and look, you notice that where the rock was struck, it has been turned into crystalline-like glass.
I will just kind of look back at the creature and be like, "Are you afraid to face me one-on-one?
It
Come at me."
It wibbles in defiance. I'm going to pass the initiative back over.
Happy.
Cal... Yeah, what's Cal doing?
I think Cal is going to probably like muttering lots of swear words under his breath. He's going to make his way down the alcove to join Vanier.
You're not going to
then,
slam you're just going to sensibly climb down.
Oh no, it's definitely like, it's not sensible. It's just like a, but it's like very like grumpy. It's proper grumpy as he like stamps down.
Booting on his bum.
Not quite, but yeah, he's a grumpy little git. The torch goes down because he's still got the torch.
Okay. I believe you are. Yeah, your
I think
token
he's gonna
is.
think about it.
Your token is producing light, so we're good.
It is producing
What
light.
is the drawing, friend?
Ah.
I'm so angry. I throw my sword at it.
It's so tempting. It's so
Piss off.
tempting. Can you just die? I think he's usually a sword man, but he can't get into the water. So he has his hand crossbow. So I think he's going to draw that.
Sure.
That's
a hand crossbow that fires swords. Get out of here.
That would be so useful, but no. If it's going to let me activate it, okay. So yeah, hand crossbow. Then it is. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it'll do something, which is something he can't do at the moment. Yeah. So I think he's going to. So how far does it go? No, I don't want an arm strike. I just equipped my hand crossbow, but fine. Thank you. Let's try again.
Unarmed strike, you're going to punch it.
Yeah, I'll just punch it. I'll just punch the water. so impressed with Vanier. Right, so I can shoot far with my hand crossbow. So I won't do as much damage as a bow, but it'll do something. So yeah, I'm going to I won't shoot the. Yeah, I'll shoot the big blob. Let's go for it. Let's do
Okay,
what
okay.
everyone else did.
Shoot
So
the
shooting the big
blob.
blob with a +2. So let's see what that does. Oh, great! Not much. This is great. Yeah. So that's 7, 8, 9 with fear.
Okay. 9 with fear against big blob.
Yep.
Okay, so you draw your hand crossbow, and as you go to fire it, like you fire the bolt, it arcs across the lake's surface, and you watch as the surface of the lake ripples slightly, and then this like almost like an arm bursts out and kind of envelops the crossbow bolt, like a small wave kind of comes out, and the bolt just hits the surface and then kind of loses momentum as it tumbles in under and is kind of subsumed by the lake itself.
DM Dan.
Yes.
DM Dan. Am I allowed to have my only F-bomb for the session? Because I feel
Well,
like he
I've
would. Let's just
You have
say
to bet-
there's
you
an
have to spend
F-bomb.
one hope.
There we go.
Just well, actually,
I've only got one hope.
before you drop the F-bomb, how long
like
does the
this
vulnerability last for, Azakar?
Oh,
It only says temporarily. I don't know
so
what that means
let me
in
just
Daggerheart
double check
terms.
temporary.
I mean, if it's
Does
until...
that mean until it takes its turn, or after its turn? I don't know.
I mean, I'm happy to assume it means until your next turn.
Yeah, let me. I have read this a while back. Let me try see if I can find something on it.
Let's see.
Temporary. Every day's a school day.
When you're playing Dagger.
Conditions. That'll be it. Conditions.
I mean, if nothing else, I'm going to say temporary will last until, like, because I'm basically tracking all of your turns. Yeah, go on, Dad.
Yeah. So, if no trigger is given, the condition is a temporary condition. You can usually make an action roll, difficulty determined by the GM, to clear a temporary condition, though the GM might have you end it another way. As always, this action roll should be described and negotiated narratively. For example, if a character is vulnerable, you might describe how you leap through the fire.
I can
Blah, blah, blah.
speed on.
If an adversary is affected by the condition, the GM can spend an action token to clear it. This doesn't require a roll, but does use that adversary's action.
Okay. I've not done that, so Theo, you can roll an extra d6.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so add a d6 on top of that.
So you're currently on 11, aren't you?
7, 8, 9, 9. So, however, it depends on how high this d6 is. Okay, let's go. Great.
Do you
yeah.
think a prayer dice will help you with that as well? For an
Got a
extra
feeling
three- for an extra
that
three
because
to
Dan
make
is throwing me a bone, it might be another bone.
So you can add 3 to
Might
this
be
roll, yeah?
another bone. I think that's the case.
Okay, so we're on 12.
And
I
can give you an
mean-
extra 3 to make 15.
Yeah, I mean, this is a... I'm feeling quite pious right now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. So, cool.
We want to buff Theo so hard we can see our reflections. That's...
Yeah,
So really-
you're on 15 now.
Okay. 15? Yeah. Did you roll a 15, Theo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
The bolt flies out, the wave comes up. And you miss. The wave comes up, and the bolt pierces through the surface of the wave and carries on to strike the mana orb.
Yay! Well done, Theo.
Thanks, guys.
Teamwork makes
I'm
the
so
dream
good.
work.
I created such a powerful character. Great. Fantastico.
So yeah, roll for damage.
Roll for damage. Well, okay, so it's 2d6 plus 1, so... Right. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage is major damage.
Nice.
Okay, so the bolt kind of arcs out, and seemingly whatever kind of residual lightning was in the orb coalesces around the metallic tip of your bolt, and it just kind of focuses it enough, and you hear a small kind of staticky explosion as the bolt pierces into the orb. It bursts open like a pustule, and you see the living mana is just kind of barely holding on. Those globules, it's a bit like the inside of a lava lamp with just these thin tendrils of kind of liquid holding the orb together. Yes?
For flavour, the way that Cal is shooting the hand crossbow is very reminiscent of the kind of nonchalantness of the chap shooting in the Olympics. just like he looks like he's not trying, because let's face it, I'm trying really hard, Cal is not. So he's just like...
All Cal's thinking is, I want to see my dog. Very, very good. Yeah, I'm imagining, the disparity in different... Cal is the Turkish pistol guy, and Theo is... Is Theo the Australian breakdancer? Really giving it her all. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good.
Inside, Cal hates me. It's fine. It's all good.
Topical. Topical larks. Right, okay, so Cal, as you fire this bolt, the orb looks like it's lost pretty much all of its structural integrity. Who's going next?
Because that was a roll with fear originally, was it not?
It
That
was.
is now the DM, or DM's go.
Teacher's pet.
Got to be fair.
I mean, technically, he could use that action to clear that vulnerability, but obviously
Yes,
he
he could
doesn't
use
think
that.
so.
I could, but I shan't, because I want to do things.
I want to do cool things.
Yeah.
Cool people.
So,
I'm gonna hurt them.
I'm going to spend 2 actions to activate a group action, and seemingly spurred on, the shards of mana fly towards the edge of the lake, and I'm gonna... Who am I going to go for? Cal, I think I'm going to attack you. So, let's do... choose target, all within close. Those men you move into melee. Okay, actually, no, it's got to be against Vanier. Soz! Vanier, these 3 shards kind of converge upon you. And they make 1 shared attack roll. God damn you. That's... I roll a 5. So as these 3 shards... yeah, the 3 shards hurtle towards you, and you manage to sort of duck out the way of all of them, avoiding their attacks. Oh, well, that was worth it, wasn't it, Dan? Yeah, great. Who's going next? I've run out of actions.
As a card can go next.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to face the big blob, but seeing as there's little blobs in front of us, I'm going to...
You can 100% get the large orb.
I think I need to get down anyway, because I don't think I'm close enough to do what I need to do, because I need to be in close range.
Okay.
Get to the blurb. Let me see, 1, 2, 3.
So that is basically where the floating crystals are.
little bastards.
So
Okay, so Azakar is going
that's
to...
there. You could go there.
I could go there. Okay, so while he sees them attacking, he's going to scoot over, scoot round, sort of obviously dodging the small little lake of the little river of mana sort of flowing through.
Straddling the river.
He is going to use his sword as a spirit weapon, so he can actually make this fly from his hand to strike. So I have to mark a stress to do this.
Okay.
Bum, boop. And so yeah, it's blah blah blah. You can mark a stress to target an additional target in range within the same attack. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna send it off to the spirit orb. Azakar is going to, as he's sort of holding his blade, he's going to make a small prayer, and I want to use one of my experiences of Aya's Soldier to add an additional +2 to this.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend some hope.
Yeah.
Do that.
So that drops you down to 5. Very good. +2 to that.
And should I be sneaky and do another +2 and spend another hope? Yeah. So I'm going to spend I'm going to spend another hope to also use another experience which I've got is called Keen Sight. To sort of make sure that the path I've got is.
There is a lot of glowy purple and blue on a backdrop of glowy purple and blue. Okay, so we're up to +4.
So this is +4. So it is there we go. So I get a +2 on this attack as well. So that's going to be +6 to this attack. Okay, so it is 16.
22.
22, but with fear.
That is a hit. I will simply take a fear in this instance, rather than add anything new to the mix. But, roll me damage.
Roll the damage. Let's see. 2d10s +1. Where are you? There you are. Roll.
Hey.
Okay, so that is an 18.
Okay. So, describe
That
to me...
That is magical damage.
Okay, that's fine. Well, describe to me what just happened.
Okay, so as a cast sort of like sort of holds this saber in front of his face and sort of mutters like a small prayer to follow true to Aya's light. He then sort of rolls it around and then whips it over as it sort of boomerangs over to the orb, as it sort of slices through the middle of it and then slices back through again as it returns to him.
Okay. In which case, as this kind of blade of this arc of light slices clean through the floating orb that's kind of all kind of wispy and blobby, as it arcs back round and comes back a second time, kind of bisecting it into 4 in a cross pattern, you watch as the segmented parts of mana just kind of begin to float away from one another. They then ripple more and more, like slowly at first before becoming more violent, and then with a final, the mana explodes and splashes back onto the surface of the lake. And with it, the smaller blobs in front of Vanier and Cal peter out as well.
You just see Vanier just gearing up for a one-man punch on these 3 creatures, and then they just disappear and like. That was pretty cool, though. What you did.
As Vanier commends you, Azakar, Rayri and Cal, you watch as the 3 crystals, as they kind of splash down to the floor, like you see them fall, like, you know, dropping pieces of glass shard, but as they hit the floor they spread out as a liquid before sliding back into the lake. And suddenly the cavern that you're in reverts to that kind of quiet that you experienced before.
Azakar's gonna sort of shake off his sword to just make sure that there's not any goop on it anymore before he feeds it back away and goes away. We continue.
That was so cool what you did. Flying sword through the enemy.
It is Aya's gift to me, nothing more.
And yeah, sorry.
You go. Well, go on.
Yeah, I just turned to Cal, who's also next to me, and is like, "Thank you for backing me up too, friend. It was most appreciated."
Of course.
Ravi's at the top of the ledge. I helped.
Of course you did. Well done. Good shooting. Shame I couldn't make anything of this. No extra special meals for tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, very much doubt you'd want to eat the living manna. But okay, so yes, I say the cavern seems a bit more still and calm compared to a few moments ago. From your position, Ravi, as you pick your torch back up, so Vanya, you can see that like to your left, there's a very kind of narrow crawl space that you could get through. There seems to be sort of like a rocky-like pillar going from floor to ceiling. The lake extends like up to your left for some considerable way. You can't really see where it goes to. Otherwise, as a car, you can see the path, like the gully that stream of liquid mana was running down. That's kind of running, like stretching out before you. But you can't really see any other ways around the lake.
Do I see anything even remotely resembling like I know this place alters itself, but is there a means in which I can, because I don't know if I'll see footprints per se because the place changes, but maybe there's a smell in the air of like potential humanoid creatures off in the distance in a certain, or there might be certain smells in certain directions that I might be able to pick up.
Give me a perceive. So instinct.
Again, I think because I do have the hope to burn, I might use my heightened senses experience on this again to give myself a +2. So I'm going down from 4 hope to 3 hope, and let me just roll with a +4 to this. 13 + 4.
Cool. That's 17.
So that's 17 with hope. So and because I can't take any more Slayer dice, I am going to take the back.
Take the hope back. Yeah, sure. So back up to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So 17. There's a particular odor kind of coming off the lake of mana, which is it's that same kind of acrid, sour, kind of stinging smell that you smelled before. But as you wander around, let's just move your token around a bit so you can see, you do spot, as you kind of head a bit further up the shore, if you will, that there appears to be like an area you could walk on across the way. So clearly you assume that there might be some sort of route around the lake that doesn't involve going through the lake of mana that will do horrible things to you.
Yeah. So it's look at. I know there's a route down south, but well, yeah. What I'll do, I'll roleplay this. I'll say to the group. Well, I can see that there is either a tiny gap or we can cross mostly along the shoreline, which should lead us further deeper into this place. But I appreciate as well that there is that route back there that we've not fully explored. So, dealer's choice. What will it be?
What direction's Rayri thinking? And or what way is Vinny pointing?
Vinny pointing. Yeah. I think we heard the words, or Rayri hears the word small space. And thinks that's a job for me. And she's currently on Vinny, and they just jointly hop like a little down the thing. Has a little look at this small space that we're talking about up here.
Yep.
So is it like crawlable, walkable?
It 100% is. Given your size, I'm going to say roll me an agility check with advantage because of your small size.
A d6 on top of your roll.
Rayri is a Ignan sprite, so they are somewhat gnome-like beef. If you're au fait with D&D, imagine a gnome and a Genasi. 11. That is fine.
11 is fine.
That is fine. Your smallness is what got you over the mark. So you're able to squeeze through, and like as you emerge, you stop because there is a kind of a stream of mana running in front of you out of a crack in the wall that seems to feed into this lake. And whilst you can't really see anything like further on, what you do notice is that kind of in a little, like tucked away in a bit of a little crevice, amongst this kind of sea of cyan and pink, is like a round green orb.
Oh. Around this corner. Can I go to... I can't.
Like it's sort of like holdable in the palm of your hand kind of size. It's got, you notice upon like giving a little inspect, there is a gold band, like a fine filigree gold band that runs around its circumference.
The other guys won't be able to see it, will they?
No. It's only because you're here that you're able to spot it.
Maybe we'll shout out. It's a floating orb!
Not floating, it's just like sat, like, tucked in the corner, yeah.
The corner. Is it glowing at all? No. Okay.
Like a glass, it's just like a wine glass, like a wine bottle green orb with this gold band around it.
Oh. How far away is it? Can I touch it?
You can, yeah. It's clear. It's definitely within reach. I mean, now that you've squeezed through that tiny space, like you're in inverted commas free to roam around this area. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, I mean it's just like a little green orb, something a bit like that.
I'll just pick it up. I'm just gonna pick it up.
Okay.
Rayri.
As you pick it up, it feels surprisingly cool to the touch. And you see there's a small kind of like a ring of light that flies around the gold band. Inspecting it, you suspect that this must be a magical item of some sort. You certainly would have seen mana gems, like mana stones of this. Yeah, it's perfectly spherical. It seems like it's crafted. You kind of wipe some of the dust off it, but yeah, just seems to have been dropped.
I guess, did you say, GM, that you can get round to the other side with the shoreline with our size?
It would involve doing
Some sort of check, yeah.
some check, like
Snaggling.
some parkour, some degree of parkour.
If it
failure
still
being
looks
a dip.
precarious, I will probably just shout out, well, bring it over so we can all have a look then. Is there any further routes that way?
Ray, from where you can see, it doesn't look like there is.
I don't think so. The spiders keep us.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to roll to get back through the gate?
Nah, that's fine.
If it helps, Vanya would probably extend an arm anyway, just to try and
I just slap it away.
Feisty.
I present it to the group. It's like a little. Like, do you think Vinny will play with it? Like, is it? What is it?
I just slowly look at Cal and Nazakar.
Is there anything that me might have seen in the war or something we should recognise there?
I mean, in and of itself, it looks like you would have seen kind of magical objects of this sort in the past. It's like it's perhaps a little bit larger. It's roughly the size of like your clenched fist. Where so you would know that crafted like mana gems, for example, they power firearms like the rifles and the pistols that people of elsewhere use, and especially used during the war. But like before long before the war, mana would be coalesced into various items to aid in kind of day-to-day tasks. Sometimes they're like magical foci. There are it looks like a magic item. What it does is currently up in the air. You're not entirely sure, but in of itself, it's not that unusual to see something like this.
Can I try? Like, does it look like it's openable if I try to?
A quick check looks like no. It's apart from the fine kind of gold bands, like the mesh band that runs around the middle. You notice that the orb would have been carved ever so delicately that the gold fundamentally sits flush.
Okay.
But apart from those, slight changes, it is beautifully spherical. The fact that you found it kind of discarded, lost, kind of like dropped, whatever, it doesn't appear to show any kind of damage to its outer form. And yeah, as you kind of dust it off, like the light coming from the mana lake, like the colours that radiate off it are just hues of green, like it's filtering them out. Just looks really kind of pearlescent. But yeah,
We can always check it out later. Shall we make a move that way then? Pointing towards the south.
Yes, let us go.
okay.
Right, so start making that way.
Yeah. Feel free to move your tokens within reason.
Whee!
I'll pause the game if you go too far and find too many secrets.
All the secrets we deserve.
Dodge the waters.
So,
We're back where we started.
So, Azakar, you notice that you are in fact at the end, like the end of this passageway appears to be like that little gulch that you saw the stream trickle down into. The only way you haven't explored is immediately to your left, which is up the 10-foot kind of incline to what appears to be a passage after that.
I guess we move up.
I immediately start climbing the left-hand side to make sure that it's safe for everyone else to traverse to find the right footholds.
Yeah.
I join you.
So
yeah.
without the pressure of any imminent danger, there's no need to roll. You're more than capable of clambering up. The rock face is kind of rough enough that there's enough handholds and footholds to clamber up. As you kind of get to the top and begin heading down the next kind of passageway, you come to another kind of ledge. This one is again about 10 foot down, but you can see immediately to your left is another part of the lake. It's a corner that you probably couldn't have quite seen from where you originally stood, but again there is a stream of mana that runs in front of you that feeds into the lake. From your right there is a drop, there is a ledge, so there's a small little mana waterfall, if you will. What else can you see? That's about it.
Keep on trucking.
The cave, as you're going through, you can't help but note how kind of twisty and turny and windy this cave is, and the two different, the fact that there are such kind of sudden drops and changes in elevation almost makes you feel like this area was not naturally formed. But as you climb up the next kind of rock face, being careful not to get too close to the arcane stream, you find yourself heading down at the end of what appears to be a very long passageway. As you head down it, the stream that you're doing your best to avoid seems to originate from another smaller pond to your right. But further ahead, you can see that the passageway opens up slightly. There are two... you can see that there is another kind of stream of mana that runs, this time along the base of a 10-foot incline to your right, and the passageway otherwise seems to stretch onto your left. But as you peer up, you notice that unlike the rest of the cave, which is seemingly kind of dead to look at, illuminated, kind of brought to life only by the shifting colours from the crystals, like that area seems green, like verdant, and the tall folk among you, who's got the highest instinct?
I got an instinct of +2.
I've got an instinct of just 0.
Me too, so yes, Vanya.
So Vanya. In which case, Vanya, you've been huffing every now and again, leaning on those heightened senses. And like the air from up there smells cleaner. And you spy what appears to be roots coming down from the ceiling, like around the walls.
I will point up towards that general direction, and I'll say, well, if I were trapped in a place like this, which is quite oppressive, wouldn't you camp out in a more safer environment? I would like to check up there.
Let us go then.
Given that there is this stream of mana running along the base of the wall, I am going to require rolls from you. I'm going to suggest...
You can do a group check.
Yeah, maybe it is a group check.
Group action rolls. Do you want me to read that out to you?
I can... I think I've got it here. Yeah, what's TLDR?
When multiple PCs are taking an action together, such as sneaking through the enemy camp as a group, the party nominates a leader of the action. So whoever's got the best means to do this, which might be me, then or possibly Riri. Then each player describes how they collaborate with each other. With the other PCs on the task.
Yeah.
The action's leader makes the action roll.
Okay.
As usual, while the other PCs make a reaction roll, using whichever traits they and the GM decide best fits. The leader's action roll gains a +1 bonus for each reaction roll that succeeds, and they get a -1 for each one that fails.
Okay, that sounds good. In which case, yeah, it's going to be. We'll call it a group roll to get up this incline. Who's leading?
I don't mind unless Riri wants to.
Are you going to make it an agility or a strength?
I suspect I'm going to go for... I'm going to say agility, I think.
I'm +3 in agility, and I get advantage on traversing.
Then you, for sure. I was just thinking if it was more strength-based, like lifting up, then I can do it. But I think with agility, that's more your domain.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Riri's leading. How are the other three of you helping?
You just pick her up and woo.
Obi.
Using strength to give people better leverage on some of the more steadier rocks, especially Riri and the pup, who might need a lift, but obviously Riri's got the keen sense to try and find the right foothold, tie her up. But yeah, I'll be using my strength to pick people up and give everyone a bit of a boost.
Okay, so if you roll a strength check, how's Cal helping?
He's still. Is it still dark? Because he's still got his torch. I'm just trying to think realistically. If other people are doing the pushing, like what is he doing to make sure that everyone's safe? I guess.
I mean, instincts to perceive where to go, like pick out a better route.
Yeah.
Backseat driving.
That's true. The irony is my agility is also +3, so I'm just like.
I mean, in which case, if you just want to hoon up,
I could also just maybe I'll jump up and I can help people come up.
Sure.
So
Okay.
where Vanya is helping people up, I'm helping pull them up afterwards, like
Sure,
a kind of tag team effort.
Okay, very good.
So yeah,
so if you can roll me a agility and Azakar.
Just a note on reaction rolls, just for people's know-how. Only the person making the action roll, being Livy's character in this case, because it's an action roll, that whatever happens on the duality dice, if she gets a hope, she gets the hope, or if fear, the DM gets fear. But on reaction rolls, us other three, it doesn't matter if we roll hope or fear.
It's just a roll.
We don't. It's disregarded.
Sure.
It just whether we meet the DC. So yeah, sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, how's Azakar helping?
I think Azakar then, if Vanya is sort of pushing people up and Cal is sort of pulling people up, I think Azakar is then just going to be sort of like the middleman and using strength to sort of be that last sort of hoof up to sort of get them up to Cal to get them over the edge.
Okay. So strength as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you roll a strength. So
I got
let's...
18.
It's another crit, mate.
I got a crit, yay.
Woo! Crit again.
Okay. So, do you get hope on a crit reaction?
Yes, you get a hope, and you also clear a stress,
Stress.
I believe.
Lovely.
Well, Nate goes up
let me just double
to
check.
5 hope. Okay, so Ray, I can tell you there are 3 successes there, so you get +3 to your roll.
Fab. So I'm gonna do my roll plus. Can I use an experience
Mhm.
for Vinny as a trusted mount? Be trustworthy in making sure I can get up here.
Yeah. So
Probably.
that's Vinny's. So does it presumably uses your hope
Spend my hope
to give
to
him?
use experience.
Okay. Ah, the famous mountain chihuahuas. That's
It's not the mountains. We grew up in the mountains. That's why I also get a plus. Oh, I also get advantage on this roll.
Oh, yes.
I'm picturing that the extent of a chihuahua that can climb walls is something akin to Skyrim horses. Where they just okay, so you are getting +2 from Vinny being a trusted mount. You're getting +3 from the 3 successes from the rest of the group. You're getting +d6 for advantage, and all of that on top of a 12 with hope. So 12. Oh god, what did we say? What's your bonus? +3.
Mhm.
So 12, 15, 17, 20. Oh yeah, you absolutely blow through that. So, the 4 of you, through some careful placement, you manage to kind of... It's a bit of a leap over the stream to then like land on the wall to then pull yourself up. Cal, you help everyone up. And as you do pull everyone up, Cal, you turn around and take a moment to take in your surroundings. And you immediately, like, so looking around you, you see that there are little kind of ponds, like collections of water. That's the first thing that strikes you. It appears to be water immediately to your right, immediately in front of you. And there's green plant life kind of sprouting from the water, climbing up the walls, interlocking with these vines which seem to be reaching from the ceiling. The roots appear to have pierced through the ceiling of the cavern and then down into these pools. And immediately in front of you, in a rather large kind of pond, is like a large rock, like a large flat rock that's kind of jutting out of the water slightly, and on it are a number of surprised looking people. You see a Lorivar man, you see 2 Lorivar men, you see an Aquan sprite woman, and a Lorivar woman. And like the sprite peeks her head out and, are you here to rescue us? And as she says that, the 4 of you notice that there are a 5th and 6th people on this rock. You notice that there's a slightly kind of there's a green and like an emerald shimmer in the air, but upon hearing the sprite's exclamation, you see a woman, a Lorivar woman, turn to look at you, and as she stands up, she stands up a bit too quickly, and you see her wobble slightly, and then she like adjusts a pair of large gold-rimmed glasses. Are you explorers? You hear her say.
We've been. Can we respond?
Yeah, go for it.
There you go. We've been sent by explorers of elsewhere to find you all. Are you researchers?
The woman rushes forward, like hops over the water, and like lands a bit unsteadily on her feet. And then she looks to you and, yes, that's us. Yeah, we're researchers. We've been here for quite some time and we've been waiting for someone to come rescue us. Hello, she says, and like she rushes up to you, Cal, and just without really kind of asking, she just fishes out your hand with both of hers and begins shaking it. Hello, how are you? Hi. And then she like lets go of you with like such kind of ferocity that it shakes you slightly. She goes up to you, Vanier, and begins shaking your hand. Yes, thank you for rescuing us. Yes, so you must be the explorers. I'm Tree. Hi, pleased to meet you. I'm one of the researchers. Yes, we've been in for quite some time. Hello, yeah. Oh, hello. And then she moves up to you as a car. Hello, how you doing? She shakes your hand really, really vigorously. Oh, we've been down here for so long. It's great news that you've come here to rescue us. Thank you so much. Please, come sit on our rock, she says. And she's gone up to you, Ray. She shook your hand quite violently, and then you see her sort of like way up the jump. She attempts to jump back onto the rock, beefs it, and lands in the water. And she never mind, and then kind of pulls herself up, and you see her shake her feet off. Yes, we're all here, as you can see. Please, out of the way. Need space to get on our rock, she says.
Well, go on.
Surely we
Thank
should
you.
be making haste. Surely we should be going.
Well, I mean, this rock has the most amazing berries, she says. And Azkar, you like what? What? Vanier has already skipped across onto this rock in the middle of the pond, and sure enough, sprouting all around the edges of this rock are large bushes with what appear to be plump-looking bushberries. And Vanier, as you sort of like marvel at this fruit that's growing in the cave, you hear a kind of a busy munching, like a sloppy munching sound, and you turn to look at a little croak that's currently like eating a berry, and the croak like sees you looking at him, and then holds a finger up, which is the first thing that takes you off guard, and then gently lifts its loincloth up to like dab at the corners of its mouth. Greetings, sir, the croak says.
You're the first Quirk to talk since our arrival.
Well, that hypothesis seems absolutely correct. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gerpel. And as the croak like leans round you and waves to the other three, and then takes another delicate bite from the berry that it's got in its hand, I think we'll call it there.
Anton's going to be so upset that the first croak talked to us, not him.
Okay. Maybe. Well, there we go. Let's put on some outro music. Yes, congratulations everyone on completing episode 2. Yeah, there we go. You've delved into the caves. You've found the research party. You've found a talking Croak. Cats and dogs living together. That's yeah. Bish bash bosh. You've done everything you need to do. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the campaign. This is the last episode. Only kidding. Yes, if you enjoyed that, make sure to hit the like button. Comment down below on what should the comments down below be about.
How many adventures we can take our new Croak friend on?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, on a scale of like how much you love Gerpel on a scale of 1 to 10. There we are.
It's not enough.
Yeah. And if you want to see the adventures of Gerpel with these 4 tagging along, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications of when we release new videos. We've got loads going on the channel. We've got this campaign, we've got Blades in the Dark campaign that Nate's also in, with a slightly different tone, I would argue, compared to this, as well as a Fallout London playthrough, which is an amazing game that is even more amazing because I'm a voice actor in it. So I would love to share all this with you. Hit the subscribe button so you can see all the releases as and when they come out. Thank you for playing.
Thank you, DM Dan.
No worries.
Thank
no
you.
worries. Thank you for watching and interacting. It's been lovely to have you along. I think I will see you all next time. Yeah, we'll see you in a fortnight for another live stream. If you're watching this on record, then they're coming out every week. Yeah, we'll see you when we see you. Have a great time. Thank you, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.